You know, you guys, come on, you guys go to school. What's the #1 cause of fatalities on U.S. highways? You're driving on a highway, huh? Heart attack. Well, that wouldn't be the cause of a highway, right? That would be you personally dying. This happens as an accident on a highway. What's along the highways? You have more of them are back east, some are up mostly northwest. They line the highways. Who? I love it. In other words, when you hit a hitchhiker, you die. No, I don't think so. But that's good. This is good. All right, try it again. The #1 cause fatalities. They're tall along the highway. What? Get up there, man. You got it. Yeah. He said, well, wait a minute. Let me explain it. See if it makes sense. You're doing 70 miles an hour, 65, 70 miles an hour, and you hit a tree. The tree don't move, right? Bam, you're a dead man, right? At 6. Okay, it's not drunk driving, it's not so. Let's go. Here's $1. Now we're going to go to $5. All right, we're up the ante. All right, you guys are pretty good now. You guys are getting better. All right, $5. We're going to do a little more. One more time. We're going to do a simple question. We're going to ask who here could prove to me, now you got to raise your hand. Don't all jump for this $5. That you're a good person. I'm going to ask you a few questions. See if you can prove to me you're a good person. I'll give you $5. Anybody want to take a chance? $5? $5? $5? You get the dollar? Going once? He's thinking about it. $5? Yeah? Well, everybody's pointing at you. They're all pointing at you. For $5, you want to try it? Come on, they're your friends. There you go. For $5. All I'm going to do is ask you a couple of questions, and I'm not going to use my opinion. You can stand right here. All right, let's go with that. Or at my point of view, we're going to use God's 10 Commandments. Is that okay? Okay? All right, the first one is that thou shalt not lie. That's the 9th commandment, says that we shouldn't lie. Have you ever told a lie?
Yes.
You have. And what do they call people who tell lies?
Liars.
The 8th commandment says thou shalt not steal. That means take nothing that doesn't belong to you regardless of its value. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
And if you did that, what do they call people who take things that don't belong to you?
A thief.
Okay, the 3rd commandment says thou shalt not commit blasphemy. In other words, don't use a holy God's name and you drag it through mud like a 4-letter filth word. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
That's called blasphemy, and he said he's not very happy about that. And he said he will not hold anyone guiltless who does that. That would be like if I called your mother a filthy name. You wouldn't like that, would you? Well, yeah, people do it all the time, don't they? They take God's name and they throw it around like it's nothing using a swear word. All right, one more and we're done. The 7th commandment says thou shalt not commit adultery. But Jesus said if you just look at someone and you lust after them, he says you've already committed adultery with them in your heart. Have you ever looked at another person with lust?
No.
No? Well, come on now. These are your friends. You're all laughing. Search your conscience, because you told me you've lied, so I don't know. So search your conscience. Is that true? Have you ever looked at anyone with lust?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So what's your first name? Jessica, I'm Tom. Pleased to meet you. But I'm sorry. In your own admission, right? My guys, am I right? They're all going to help you out. You're a lying, thieving, adulterer, heart, and a blasphemer. And so if you were to face God on Judgment Day, this was your last day, some idiot runs off the road and gets us all, we're dead, how do you think God would find you based on those 10 commandments and we only did 4? What do you think? Innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty. And if you were guilty, then where would he have to send you, heaven or hell?
Depends on if I'm remorseful.
Depends on if you're remorseful. Okay, let's take a look at that. Now, you're a young lady. Now, so did you have a sister or any other family members? Okay, now I'm going to make this pretty graphic to give you the idea. Let's say I rape your sister, slit her throat, and bury the body. Okay? And 10 years goes by, and in the meantime, I really felt bad about it. I have a lot of remorse, a lot of regret. I really felt sorry I didn't do it. But because of DNA, they catch me. Now I'm in front of the judge, and the judge says, here's the evidence, just like you now. You admitted all the guilt that you've done. I have to do the same thing. And I say to the judge, you know, I'm very remorseful. And I haven't done it since then. That was the only time I did this. So can you just let me go if you're a good judge? Let me ask you now, would he let you go? Would he let me go? No, of course not. He'd make me pay the fine, correct? Because I committed a crime. See, time doesn't forgive your crime, and saying you're sorry doesn't make it go away either, does it? So here you have a holy God, a righteous God, a just God, and most people know this, and yet we make up this God in our mind. And by the way, I forgot to mention that one to you. The 2nd of the 10 commandments says that. He said we're not to have any images. He says don't create any idols. But what we do is we create an order in our minds, and we create a God that agrees with us, and that's the God that we worship. So hold on, we're almost done. So, do you know what God did for you so you wouldn't have to go to hell? Because you prove you're not a good person, so you really can't get into heaven. By the way, there's not one of us here, including me, that could get into heaven on my goodness. Okay, so we're all not able to get in because of our goodness. So in your case, you know what God did so that you wouldn't have to go to hell? You have any idea? What? Don't know. You sure you don't know? You have no idea what God did for you so you wouldn't have to go to hell. Ready? Ready? Oh, look at this. Got hands there. Right. God sent His Son down to die on the cross, right? He paid the price. He did the fine for our sins. So all the lying that Tom done, all the adulterous action that I have done, or all of it done, He then paid that price. So here, this $5, all over, not done. I'm going to show you. This is a paltry example of what it looks like. The price that He paid was huge. But I'm just going to still give you the $5, even though you don't deserve it. Am I right? You're not the good person. So this is what it looks like when Jesus came down and died for our sins. All you need to do is reach up and take it, and I'll give you the $5. Nobody can. You're absolutely right. He is going to judge. That was why I asked you that question. But that's why you can have the $5 as the gift. So if you don't accept the gift, then you're going to be judged harshly. Interesting. Okay, so you got the point, right? None of us are good enough. We're not judging anybody. You're going to ask you to judge yourself, and based on your own. Woo! It's deafening, isn't it? Yeah. Can we pray for you? Absolutely. What's your name? Leanne, absolutely.